Miriam.
Hi, I'm Anna.
Hi, I'm Lindsay.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
And we are juniors at Woodson High School.
We are studying the period of Romanticism in English. We are attempting to retell Washington Irving's story in order to conjure his spirit.
In order to do this, we have to relive key aspects of his life and look deeper into his writings, thoughts, and beliefs during this time period. Unfortunately, his life abruptly ended November 28, 1859, in Tarrytown, New York.
We are currently sitting in a German castle in the midst of Dresden, Germany, previously occupied the royal family, including Irving's close acquaintance Amelia Foster. Here he dazzled the royal family and lived here after his fiance's death to attempt to overcome his severe writer's block. You can stop it now.
This is where Irving did a lot of his writing and got a lot of his inspiration from. Hopefully we can learn more about him from searching it.
The mass amount of memorabilia in this large palace has helped to uncover Irving's untold past and helped to answer many questions about his literary career.
Washington Irving, a 19th century author of short stories, biographies, and essays, was born in New York City, New York, April 3, 1783. He was thought he was the youngest of 11 and was deeply involved in the literary movement of Romanticism.
We've traveled to this German castle to uncover the many secrets about Washington Irving and to find out the answers about his life and his literary career.
To help his family's struggling company, Washington Irving travels to Birmingham, England, and hopes to keep the business afloat, but unfortunately failed to find a steady job. He looked to study law, but after almost failing his bar exam, Washington Irving began collaborating with a group of men interested in literature called the Lads of Killenny.
Another event that influenced his writing greatly was the death of his fiancée, Matilda Hoffman. This led him to write a history of New York from the beginning of the world to the end of the dynasty. There are many reasons why Irving belongs in the Romanticism period, which was a movement in art and literature that originated in the late 18th century, emphasizing inspiration, subjectivity, and the primacy of the individual. These topics are prominent throughout his various works, including Rip Van Winkle, a short story about the period of the American War of Independence, and The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, a short story of speculative fiction containing a collection of 34 essays entitled The Sketchbook of Geoffrey Cran.
Elements of Romanticism show all throughout Irving's writing. His love of placid scenes of nature, his sense of wonder, and his optimism all show through, even in his early work. These elements became progressively more pronounced as the freedom of expression which that era had fostered took root. Ultimately, Irving's work has come to be viewed as emblematic of the Romantic era.
We have come to our local library today to further pursue our knowledge on Washington Irving and his literature.
In The Adventures of My Aunt, the setting is an old country apartment building in Derbyshire Hills.
The aunt, who accidentally overdosed her husband, saw the eyes in his portrait move. This is where the conflict begins. It is assumed by the aunt and the servants that it's a ghost. The motif of the supernatural is seen throughout many of Irving's works. The theme of The Adventures of My Aunt is that people are often more frightened by supernatural occurrences rather than realistic ones.
Irving wanted the portrait to symbolize the aunt's dead husband.
Irving's tone throughout a lot of his works is sarcastic yet mysterious.
In order to reconjure the spirit of Washington Irving, we have attempted to recreate a scene from one of his works, The Adventure of My Aunt. In this scene, a woman is preparing to go to bed, fixing her hair, and gazing in a mirror in the room of her mansion. The quote specifically says, "She sat for a little while looking at her face in the glass, first on one side, then on the other, as ladies are apt to do, when they would ascertain if they have been in good looks."
A popular concept Irving used were foil characters. In The Adventures of My Aunt, a large and powerful woman took care of her thin, sickly husband. In fact, she took such good care of him that she accidentally overdosed him on his prescribed drugs.
All of a sudden, the wife believes she hears a noise and looks around, but all that is visible is the reflection of her husband's portrait in the mirror. All of a sudden, she thought she heard something move behind her. She looked hastily around, but there was nothing to be seen. Nothing but the grimly painted portrait of her poor dear man, which had been hung against the wall. She gave a heavy sigh to his memory, as she was accustomed to, whenever she spoke of him in company, and went on adjusting her nightdress. Here you can see the portrait in the back of the mirror that we've placed.
Did you know that Washington Irving used pseudonyms? Yes. Jonathan Oldstyle.
What was that, guys?
What was that?
There's nothing in here.
Nothing in here either.
I'm not seeing anything in here.
What was that?
Guys, look.
Oh my gosh.
The
How did that
picture's down.
happen? How did that happen?
I have no idea.
Okay, Nicole, let's try to figure out what happened.
Let's see.
There's nothing over here.
Not here.
I don't see anything over here.
No.
Oh my gosh. Nicole, look at this. Whoa.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Washington Irving, we know that we've conjured your dead spirit, and we have some very important questions to ask you.
Why did you use the pseudonyms Jeffrey Crayon and Jonathan Oldstyle? Why did you file a mystery report on Diedrich Knickerbocker? Why did you stop writing after your fiance died? Washington Irving, why?